Hi, this is our tree. This is our Christmas tree for this year. Usually we have a freshly cut tree, but this is a artificial tree. Not only that, it's a borrowed artificial tree that we got from a friend of Laura's. We've yet to decorate it. Besides the lights and the little angel here, we have more to put on it, but I like it.
Hey, Merry Christmas 2018. Busy time of year, but we're finally getting some decorating done. I hope you and your family and your friends are all having I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas season.
Our school is having a Christmas banquet this year, and I was tasked with making skis and ski poles as part of the decoration. So here are the ski poles.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Enjoy the video.
Welcome to the 2018 Stefany Christmas video. Will heats things up with something shocking in January.
This was a project, but I never got to use it.
In February, it's the car show at the DC Convention Center, checking out the new cars. And some odd ones.
Look at all the control panel and like these little switches.
Every morning, 7:40, Will makes this trip to school. He loves it, and Mom and Dad love it too. He drives home at the end of the day. So it's mid-February, and it's snowing. It officially started, the end of the junior year, finding a college for mechanically minded Will. We head up first to Rochester, New York to check out RIT. Then east to Troy to check out Rensselaer. On our drive back down, we toured Lehigh University. Then I met up with an old New Jersey hometown friend, but he surprised me when he showed up along with the old gang. It was a great reunion.
My school had a natural gas leak, so I made this sensor. The white handles turn when gas is detected.
A few months later, we're back in DC to see the latest innovations, gadgets, and to gather up some free swag.
Go to the moon, to go to Mars, and other exploration missions.
Dr. Who accompanied me to school one day. He thought I might hit something.
Be honest, how do I look?
Stiff as a board.
You shouldn't have let me press all those buttons. You've got energy feedback all the way through the retro stabilizers feeding back into the primary heat converters. Oh!
I was ready to paint the den for months,
You like those colors up there?
but the decision couldn't be made.
So then once you do that, you will say here.
The Eagle Scout project takes months of planning, prep work, and documentation. This is the day it all comes together. His school now has 4 new bleachers. In early celebration of our 20th wedding anniversary, we heard the winds of Grenada calling us.
Please prepare for landing. In final preparation for landing, please make sure your...
Our resort was located on a quiet, calm, secluded cove.
It's not videotaping, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Make it a photo.
All right.
It was so wonderful to get away to this beautiful island with my groom of 20 years.
It's Saturday. The whole time we've been here, there's not been very many people here, even at the meals. So it's like having a resort to yourself. Here at Las Jess, here's a sweet spot, the hot spot right now. Getting ready to go in with the $15 boat that we put in our luggage and blew up.
I liked the boat, Steve liked the boat, and even the local kids liked the boat.
Oh my goodness! You guys ready? All right, have fun. Bye. Bye. Having so much fun.
As always, I love exploring with Steve.
This is the harbor at St. George's. It's Sunday.
We believe these women were walking home from church. All good things must come to an end, and this was our last day at Grenada.
Here's an idea for your next vacation. Climb a rock face without a rope. It's challenging. You get a good bird's eye view, and it's really cheap. All you need is a good pair of shoes. The only issue is you have to watch where you put your feet. One misstep could be a problem, but it won't last for long. I tried it one time. I couldn't get a grip. Well, I gave up, and free falling doesn't appeal to me anyway. This is where I go every day to get a little bit of exercise. This is Missile Park. It was one of many defensive sites around Washington, D.C. in the 1960s that could launch Ajax missiles against any incoming Russian bombers.
Tech coordinator to Growl. Where's Will? We really should actually call this the Where's Will award, because every time we were trying to figure out something on computers or whatever, where's Will? Where's Will? We need him.
Rachel Matthews as president, and Will Stefany as vice president.
Will Stefany.
Right after school got out, Will and I headed to the Grand Canyon to take the 10-mile mule trip to the bottom and spend a night at Phantom Ranch. I never get tired of walking up to the rim and seeing the expansive beauty of the canyon below. The next morning, Will and I ride the hot 5 hours down switchbacks and across the valley floor to reach the Colorado River. In 2014, Will and I hiked this trail down to the river.
This is the tree where you wanted another head.
4 years ago, at this exact spot, I misunderstood Will. Here's a replay.
I want another head, but...
You want what?
I want another head.
You want another head?
I want to run ahead.
Oh, you want to run ahead. Don't do that.
Except for a little soreness, it's a pretty easy trip down. Most people think of the drop-offs. The most notable ones are here above the Colorado River.
Here's the Black Bridge. Straight ahead.
Here's a very generalized view of the mule trip down the Bright Angel Trail to Phantom Ranch. The mule stops here along the green for lunch, then into a gorge with further switchbacks to a narrow cliff trail along the river. After about a mile, you reach the Black Bridge, which crosses the Colorado River, and then on into Phantom Ranch for the evening.
Before you put your mule in park, take that water bottle off.
Well, we got off the mules, got dunked, and now we're being shown our room. These little pools, it's like 112, but the water's like 60. So you just,
Good morning, here at Phantom Ranch, waking up for our trail ride up the South Kaibab Trail. And pretty soon, it will be 100 degrees right here. This is a different trail than the one we came down. It's steeper, shorter, and I think it provides more of a majestic viewpoint of the Grand Canyon vistas.
this place is called Tip Off. We're stopping here. Beautiful panoramic shot. These are the bathrooms here. And we're headed off in this upward direction where these people are coming down now.
This trail, the South Kaibab Trail, is less traveled than the well-known Bright Angel Trail. Various reasons. There's no water available anywhere on this trail. It's in mostly sunlight, no shade on the trail, and it is steep. We took more breaks to give the mules rest going up, so even though it's shorter, it took longer. After bouncing around in the saddle for 6 hours and 5 the day before. You're really looking forward to reaching the top. We dusted off our clothes, hopped in the Jeep, and wasted no time getting to the remote desert dirt roads. Destination, south 150 miles to Wickenburg. We had the whole afternoon to do it. I found these desert roads on Google Earth weeks previously, then transferred the coordinates to our GPS. We must have opened and closed about 4 cattle gates en route. We didn't see any vehicles, or very few, and we stopped at a little-known private ghost town I had visited decades before. Kind of a neat little place. Tomorrow, we go ATVing in the desert. Gold was discovered in Stanton in 1863. A chase of a runaway burro led to a hilltop where gold nuggets the size of potatoes pieces were found. Originally, this area was just a small stage stop called Antelope Station, but by 1868, 3,500 prospectors had arrived. Chuck Stanton arrived in town in 1870. He wasted no time in recruiting Mexican bandits to wipe out his competition so he could take control of the town. He lied and tricked ranchers into killing one another. Stanton then schemed to have his enemies ambushed out in the desert. He was charged, but nothing stuck. By 1875, Charles P. Stanton was postmaster, sheriff, and justice of the peace. He changed the name of the town to Stanton. Ultimately, it was Stanton's lechery that did him in. He started hitting on one of the Mexican bandits' sisters. They shot him in 1886. In 1905, when the gold ran dry, Stanton became a ghost town. It has been privately owned ever since.
Okay, here we are, and we're off to the end of Constellation Road, and we're going to just find trails.
We're in the desert northeast of Wickenburg, following mainly a dry creek bed, navigating by GPS. We were headed down into Box Canyon when we hit water too deep to drive through, so we turned around and found another route. Later on, the trail route that I was tracking on the GPS didn't materialize on the ground. There was no such trail. Couldn't see it, couldn't find it, so at this point, we were lost.
I didn't see another road, but we're off the road. Hey, hold on, let me look at the cell phone.
Meanwhile, I went to Florida to visit my mom and dad with my dear friend Carol. We also got to spend some time with Steve's sister Lorene and her roommate Connie.
Back at home, it's visiting the local racetrack.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Face, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Montgomery County's Seneca District's newest Eagle Scout.
Creek erosion caused a tree to fall on our house once. I didn't want that to happen again. We toured 2 schools in this road trip, Case Western in Cleveland and Indiana's Purdue in Laura's hometown, West Lafayette, where Deb, her sister, lives. Deb loves horses. And Tom, who is an excellent chef and draws everyone to the dinner table. Unbelievably, Will and a class friend obtained another BMW Z3 free of charge because it had several problems, but what a project.
A little bit, not as much as last time, but yeah.
Can't believe it. Senior year.
Senior Patrol Leader, please remove Will's troop neckerchief and dress him in the Eagle neckerchief. Would the audience please rise? By the virtue and authority vested in me by the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, I hereby present to you our newest Eagle Scout.
It's college application time. We'll apply to 7 schools on the Common app, 1 school using the Coalition app. Then you check each school's portal to make sure everything meets the deadline. Overwhelming, not to mention the mail and the email too.
Will? Yeah, Will! We said 10!
got to spend another Thanksgiving in Pennsylvania with Carol and Dennis.
Do you think that's enough?
Good.
Don't worry about it.
One more stuffing.
Yeah,
Get it, come on. Get it. There you go. Dennis extended an invitation to go flying in his plane. I took him up on it, and I managed to resurrect a few old basic skills. It was fun. This was not one of them.
look at, well, Aunt Carol's got the key to get in.
Have you heard of these two men, an American and a Brit, who are competing for a world record to walk unsupported across Antarctica via the South Pole? It's 1,000 miles solo. It's never successfully been done, and some have died trying. I'm actually texting with one of them. Colin O'Brady, the 33-year-old American, has a website that tracks his GPS progress. I discovered an obscure link where it appeared I could send him a message. So I asked him if he had seen his British competitor, Captain Rudd, in his travels yet. Astonished, I got this reply. I found myself checking his progress, and I noticed his projected direction if you look at December 4th and 5th, and if you follow that out, it leads him too far east of the South Pole. So I sent him a text saying, hey, you know, you're a little 4 miles off, what gives? I knew he knew where he was, but it was my excuse to text again. Here's his reply. Here are 2 pictures he just sent. When he reaches the South Pole, he'll still have 400 miles to go. He averages 14 miles a day.
Well, next fall, Will goes away to college. There's going to be a lot of changes around here, and it looks like my workload could pick up a little.
Steve, don't worry about it. I'll pick up some slack. I'll help you out.
Hey, Steve, are you going to paint the house and clean the gutters too?
Will doesn't do that.
I've been meaning to show him.
Hey, do you like knock-knock jokes?
No, but go ahead.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mary.
Mary who?
Merry Christmas.
Get out of here. I'll miss Will.
One of Laura's favorite bands was nearby, so we attended a fantastic visual concert in Fairfax. This was one of the more low-key moments.
My brother Dan passed away in late August after battling colon cancer for 4 years. I'm so thankful for the trips on the train that I took to go see him and visit with him. He leaves behind his beloved wife Grazia, daughter Sarah, and son Eric. Here are some pictures that I remember him by.